He was a lonely single dad, sipping tea alone, until 3 mysterious triplet girls whispered something that changed his life forever. What happens next will leave you speechless. Before we dive into this incredible story, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. Single dad was having tea alone, until triplet girls whispered, "I pretend you're our father." I was a single father, with a cracked cup of tea, cooling on a metal table. The cafe smelled of dust and cardamom. My hands shook from years of unpaid bills and quieter losses. Once, I slept on office floors, built code at dawn, watched partners steal credit by noon. Betrayal hardened my jaw. Failure bent my spine. Success felt like a rumor meant for others. The girls slid into the empty chairs. 3 identical braids. 3 brave pairs of eyes. One whisper brushed my ear. "Pretend you are our father." Their real one had vanished, like my wife had, leaving promises colder than this tea. I nodded. For a moment, I belonged again. A woman across the room noticed. Her smile was tired but kind. She carried silence with grace. She later became my partner. Not in business at first, but in courage. She reminded me to eat, to sleep, to forgive myself. When my company collapsed, she sold her jewelry quietly. When investors laughed, she held my hands steady. I rebuilt slowly. Pain became discipline. Love became strategy. Years passed. The world called me billionaire. I called myself healed. Tonight, the girls laugh nearby. The tea is warm again. The woman watches me with knowing eyes. And just as I realize what those whispers truly changed, the cafe door opens. The bell above the door rings softly. Cold air slips in, carrying old memories with it. A man steps inside, well-dressed, familiar posture. The girls freeze. Their laughter thins into silence. My chest tightens. I recognize the work, the same work that once left me bankrupt and trusting no one. He was my first investor, my first betrayal. The woman beside me straightens. Her hand finds my wrist. Steady, warm. The girls whisper again, but this time with fear. My tea trembles, not from weakness, but from choice. Years ago, I would have hidden, or exploded, or surrendered the room. Now I breathe. The cafe hums. Spoons clink. Life continues, unaware of my war. The man notices us. His eyes narrow. Recognition flickers. He walks closer. Confidence rehearsed. Regret poorly concealed. The woman leans in. Her voice is low. "You already won," she says. But winning quietly is power. The girls grip my sleeves. Their trust is heavy, sacred. I stand. Not tall, not proud, just present. Money did not teach me this. Loss did. Love did. The man opens his mouth. The room feels smaller. And as I decide whether to speak as a billionaire or as the father they chose, my phone begins to ring. The screen glows with a familiar number. Board chairman. Midnight urgency. I silence it. For the first time. Power waits for me. The man across the table smirks. He mistakes my calm for fear. The girls look up. 3 hearts drumming against my ribs. I remember nights of hunger. Servers crashing. My name erased from contracts. I remember her voice then. Slow. Certain. Stand where you are. Truth does not need volume. The woman rises beside me now. Not shielding. Standing equal. She meets his eyes. He falters. You taught him greed. She says gently. We taught him patience. The cafe listens. Even the air pauses. The man laughs, too quickly. Offers a handshake soaked in history.my hands stay open. Empty hands built everything I own. I kneel instead. Level with the girls. You are safe. I whisper. No matter what. Their fear loosens. One smiles. Behind me. The woman exhales. Relief smells like rain on dust. I rise again. The man steps back. Something cracks in his polish. My phone lights once more. Messages stack. Numbers surge. A deal closes without me speaking. Success arrives late, as it always does. But tonight is not about wealth. It is about the moment. I choose who I answer as. The bell rings again. Another presence enters. Footsteps stop behind us. And just as a voice says my name, with a tone that could undo years, or redeem them, the voice is familiar. Softened by time. Sharpened by regret. I do not turn yet. The girls lean closer. They feel the shift. Children always do. The woman squeezes my fingers once. Not a warning. Permission. I face the sound. It is my brother. The one who sold my shares. To survive his own mistakes. Shock ripples through me. Old anger claws upward. He looks smaller now. Eyes rimmed red. Hands empty. I remember the night he chose himself. The silence after. The years without a call. I almost speak. Almost accuse. Then one girl tugs my sleeve. Her voice is steady. Are you still our father? The question splits me open. I nod. Yes. Always. Something releases in my chest. Not forgiveness yet. But space for it. My brother swallows. I did not know how to come back. He says. Neither did I. Once. The woman steps forward. Her words are careful. You came now. That matters. The cafe breathes again. Outside, rain begins. Soft. Patient. The girls laugh at the window. Their future still unwritten. My phone vibrates. The board waits. The world waits. But here, between old wounds and new trust, I feel the next choice forming. And as I decide what kind of legacy I will build next, the youngest girl whispers something that changes the shape of everything. Her whisper barely reaches me. We have a mother too. The words land softly, then explode inside my chest. I look at the woman beside me. Her eyes widen, not with fear, but recognition. The girls watch us closely, hope balanced on their lashes. I remember the first night. This woman slept beside my failures, not asking for titles, only truth. The cafe feels smaller now, as if walls are listening. My brother steps back, giving space he never gave before. The rain outside thickens. It drums like a heartbeat. The woman kneels, meeting the girls at eye level. Her voice is steady, but her hands tremble. Where is she? She asks gently. One girl points to the door. Another grips my coat. The third closes her eyes, waiting. My breath catches. So many lives intersect. In this fragile second, I think of empires built on timing, on courage, on choosing people over pride. My phone buzzes again. Urgent. Insistent. I ignore it. The bell above the door stirs. Slow footsteps approach. The girls straighten. Anticipation sharp as glass. I stand between them and the world. Not rich. Not powerful. Present. The woman rises beside me. Whatever comes, we face it together. The door opens wider. Light spills in. A silhouette pauses, hesitant, as if afraid of hope, and just as a familiar scent of jasmine and rain fills the room. I realize this moment will decide more than my future. The scent pulls me backward in time. Even before I see her, my pulse knows. The silhouette steps forward. Light reveals familiar eyes. Older now, carrying storms and survival. The girls rise together. Not running. Waiting, the woman beside me inhales sharply. Years of questions move through her face. The mother stops at the threshold. Hands clenched. Courage stitched together with fear. I remember her once. A stranger who offered help when I had nothing but ambition and a child to feed. Paths crossed briefly. Lives separated quietly. She speaks my name. Not loudly. Not weakly. Honestly. I did not plan this. She says, life scattered us all. The cafe hums again, but softer, as if respecting the wait here. The girls step toward her. Not rushed. Trust rebuilt carefully. I feel something shift inside me. Not jealousy. Not loss. Understanding. The woman beside me moves closer. She places a hand on my chest. This is not an ending. Her touch says. The mother looks at her. Gratitude passes between them. Wordless and rare. My brother lowers his head. The past loosens its grip. Rain eases outside. Light brightens. I realize wealth never prepared me for this. Only love did. I open my mouth to say something that could define us all. To choose the shape of this family, this future, this truth. And before the words leave me, one of the girls steps forward and asks the question that will demand everything I am. Her question is clear. Too clear. Can we stay together? Even if it is hard? The cafe fades. Only breath remains. I feel the weight of every choice I ever avoided. The mother closes her eyes. The woman beside me steadies herself. Hard has never scared me. I say slowly. Running did. I kneel again. Eye to eye. I tell them about nights when success tasted like dust, about mornings when money arrived, but meaning did not. I tell them love is work, daily, unpaid, unapplauded. The girls listen, like people who know truth. When they hear it, the mother steps closer. Her voice trembles. I never wanted to disappear, only to survive. I nod. Survival teaches sharp lessons. The woman speaks next. Not claiming, not yielding, choosing. We build forward. She says, together or not at all. My brother exhales. Something old leaves him. Outside, traffic moves again. Life resumes. Inside, time stretches. I feel billionaire deals waiting. Headlines ready. Applause rehearsed. None of it matters like this. I stand. I extend my hands. One girl takes my left, another my right. The third hesitates, then steps closer. The circle is fragile, unfinished. And as I speak the words that will bind us without contracts, without certainty, only faith, the door opens once more, interrupting breath itself, and everything we are about to become holds perfectly still. The air tightens. Another interruption, another test. A uniformed man steps in. Official. Measured. The girls stiffen. Fear returns too quickly. The mother inhales sharply. Old battles surface in her eyes. I feel instinct rise. Protect. Anchor. The man asks a question. Quiet. Procedural. But heavy. Names. Relationships. Living arrangements. Systems do not understand love. I answer slowly. Truth only. No wealth. No titles. The woman stands beside me. Unmoving. Certain. She speaks of consistency. Of meals shared. Of hands held during storms. The mother adds her truth. About running from danger. Not from responsibility. The girls watch us, studying courage. The man listens. His pen pauses. Outside, the city exhales. Inside, I feel the old urge to solve this with power. I resist. This must be earned, not bought. The man nods once. Nothing decided. Everything acknowledged. He steps aside. Not leaving. Not staying. Possibility hangs between us. My phone vibrates again. A final warning from the board. I ignore it without looking. The youngest girl squeezes my hand. Her grip is fierce. I realize something then. This is not my test. It is my invitation. To lead without armor. To choose presence over control. I draw a breath. Ready to say what matters most. Ready to define fatherhood. Partnership. Home. And just as I begin, a sound from the back of the cafe. A soft sob. Unnoticed until now. Pulls every eye toward it. Reshaping the moment yet again. The sob is quiet, but it cuts through everything. It comes from a corner booth. An elderly woman. Tea untouched. hands folded like prayers. She rises slowly, eyes wet with recognition. I have watched you all, she says, not judging, remembering. She tells us about raising children that were not hers by blood, about mistakes forgiven too late, about love that survives confusion. Her words soften the room. Even the uniformed man listens. The girls lean into me, trust deepening by the second. I feel my throat burn. Not from fear, from gratitude. The woman beside me wipes a tear. The mother nods, as if permission has finally arrived. The city outside glows brighter now, rain washed clean. The man with the pen clears his throat. This is not protocol, he admits, but it is human. He steps back, gives us time. Time feels like mercy. I look at the faces around me. Broken once, brave now. I understand something finally. My success was never the destination. It was the training. To stand here, unafraid, unarmored. I draw a breath. I begin to speak, choosing words that could become home, that could shape a future, larger than any fortune. And just as the first sentence leaves me, the youngest girl interrupts again, her voice bright with hope, asking for one promise. I am not sure I am ready to make, but know I must. She asks for one promise. Simple, heavy, do not leave. The cafe holds its breath. I look at the faces around me. The girls, the mother, the woman who stood beside my worst years, my brother, even the stranger with the pen. I finally understand. Life did not make me strong through money. It made me strong through staying. I kneel once more. This time, my voice does not shake. I promise effort, not perfection. Presence, not control. Love, even when it is inconvenient. The girls smile, not loudly, securely. The woman beside me exhales, as if a long road finally ended. The mother wipes her tears, not defeated, relieved. The uniformed man closes his notebook. Sometimes, he says softly, family is built in moments like this. We step outside together. The rain has stopped. The air smells clean. My phone buzzes again. I turn it off. For the first time. Nothing important is waiting elsewhere. I walk forward with them. Not as a billionaire. Not as a savior. As a man who learned that success without love is empty, and love without courage is fragile. The moral is simple, but it took a lifetime to learn. True wealth is not what you accumulate. It is who you choose to stay for, when leaving would be easier. And as our footsteps fade into the evening, I know the story does not end here. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comment below, and remind someone you were never alone.